Injustice 2. You know, when I first heard of this game, I had a computer that couldn't play it. And it was released in 2017, and I was still using a computer to operate on Windows Vista, and was incapable of playing such high performance games. So we're glad I got this one now. And not only that, it had 3 downloadable fighter packs, which I'll get to in a little while. Story-wise, this is set about a couple years after the events of Injustice, Gods Among Us, and actually opens with with the introduction of Kara, Supergirl. And we see the event that caused Krypton to fall in this universe. It was Brainiac, a constant enemy of Superman, one who has over the years become obsessed with obtaining knowledge. Now, back on Earth, the planet is still recovering from the regime. Various members of the regime are either in hiding, case in point, Black Adam and Wonder Woman are in Black Adam's kingdom, and they have Supergirl there. They found her, and of course, feeding her only information they wish to get. But in the process, and part of the relay method, Batman as the world recovers, and his colleagues, he came up with Brother Eye, since the Watchtower's gone. Harley is shown to be more of a heroic character in this timeline, in this future, or in this game. And other characters are showing up, including Green Arrow, Black Canary. I'm still not entirely sure of the Green Arrow here, unless he's from another universe and stayed, or he came back from their universe, or from the Prime universe. Some of the regime members have reformed. Flash we saw happening in the first game, and Green Lantern has wised up and done his own redemption. But a new force of evil has shown up, known as the Society, led by Gorilla Grodd. And, Batman does have a mole in that group, that being Catwoman. But needless to say, when Green Arrow, Black Canary, and Harley go to first stop something in Slaughter Swamp and then find that it was going to Gorilla Grodd and head there, we have our first encounter, proof that Brainiac has been working with Gorilla Grodd, or Gorilla Grodd's been working for Brainiac, and of course Gorilla Grodd doesn't care about his society that much. He's willing to go with Brainiac. So Brainiac comes, and he is now planning to basically add Earth to his collection. Now, Batman is reluctant to, let Superman free to help with this scenario. But even he has realized that they need all of them together. And so, after Supergirl shows up and Black Adam and Wonder Woman tried to break Superman and his Superman, Damian Wayne, and Cyborg out, Batman arrives and actually releases him because we need to work together on this. And even Superman agrees, but you can tell that the regime is already thinking about getting back in power. And Batman is already planning for what he's sure is coming. And during this time, Supergirl is also realizing that Wonder Woman and Black Adam did not tell him everything about this Earth and about what has happened to Superman. And so she slowly learns the truth, especially when Superman gives her the ultimatum of, when this is over, you will have to pick a side and make sure you pick the right one. Something like that. So now, once they formulate a plan to basically take on Brainiac, lower his shields, lower his defenses, and literally attack. And Batman, Supergirl, and Superman end up getting in there and start kicking butt. Of course, Brainiac momentarily gets the upper hand, and in part of his fight, oh, and that was a beautiful fight, I have to give him that. You first have Superman fight him, and then Superman has to maintain control of the ship, but Brainiac's not fully out of the count. Now he's fighting Batman. And of course, like any person like in his situation, he underestimates Batman. Anyhow, once that's said and done, you can tell Batman does not want to destroy the ship because there may be a way, not even just not destroy Brainiac, because there may be a chance that they can get the other places free. And we start to see Superman's extreme measure, and you find out that Superman basically had Brainiac had a brain fart there. Had Firestorm create gold kryptonite, which can permanently depower Superman or any Kryptonian. He got it as figuring that there was a deception coming. And Supergirl sees how much her cousin has gone off the deep end. And so, after Brainiac's defeat, you can choose which path to go down: absolute justice or absolute power. I mean, if you play down the path that is absolute power, uh, basically you're siding with Superman. He kicks everybody's butt, restores the regime, and he puts Kara in his old cell because she hasn't agreed to join him. Showing what much of an ass he is in this timeline. You choose ultimate absolute justice, or ultimate absolute justice. We fight them down, put them back in prison. Superman in the Phantom Zone. And Batman welcomes Supergirl into his circle of trust. Which I think is actually the full better ending. Of course, we do not know what the next game is going to be, what story will follow. So if it ends up following the absolute power path, I'll have to play that ending then. But this was actually a very good fighting game. I enjoyed it, the story behind it, and it came with three with if you pre-purchased it or got the legendary edition, you got Darkseid as a combatant. And I must admit, I fooled around with having him in play for a little bit, and whoo boy, he's got a badass ultimate move. And it's kind of neat to watch him sort of back up, move forward with his arms behind his back, because he's got that regal self-importance pose. And then, in the slew of a couple months after the game's release, they introduced 3 fighter packs. And even when the first one was released, people were trying to figure out who were the other fighters going to be, making guesses all upon the silhouettes. And the first pack showed up with Red Hood, Jason Todd, Starfire, and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. So keeping up with the Mortal Kombat crossovers, and also the fact that there was the DC, MK versus DC crossover that some people still didn't want to acknowledge. Then it just shows them sort of walking into a room about ready to have a one-on-one-on-one. When the second one came out, it was a little bit more thematic. You could see the 3 have been defeated. Last one being Sub-Zero, as he's taken out by the sound of, you hear this lightning bolt. And Fighter Pack 2 was Raiden, first revealed. And then you see over a waterfall of falling water, and coming out from the water is Black Manta. I'm impressed. And he launches 2 rockets. And of course, Raiden teleports out of the way, and as the rockets go flying by and one goes flying off, a big red hand just grabs that rocket, brings it over, and lights a cigar. Now, this is going to be interesting. And it's Hellboy. He lets go of the rocket, and it just goes and blows up. So there you had your second pack of fighters revealed. I was amazed by that one. I remember, actually, we were momentarily taking a break as I was at the Natural History Museum, I think, in Philadelphia, or the Academy of Natural Sciences. One of those names. My daughter was in the bathroom, and I'm checking out look it up on YouTube, and like, whoa. And then the third pack came out, and people were still making guesses. The front runners for one figure was either Rorschach from The Watchmen or John Constantine. And so what happened was, for this cinematic opening, of course, you see the battle had caused some damage, and eventually the factory goes kerblooey. Walking outside, there's a woman. And as the thing goes kerblooey, you see Adam come jumping out. Growing back to normal size. The woman is June Moon. And Enchantress is coming out. And just as these two are about to fight, something is thrown right between them. It's a sigh. And they look. This looks like fun. Mind if we join? It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No one saw that coming. And it was such a brilliant reveal. I loved it, and it caught everybody off guard. Because in essence, you didn't get 3 fighters with the last fighter pack, you got 6. And apparently, you can do things to release, have each one show up in turn. And of course, they also have other skins for characters, so you can make them other characters, which is kind of neat. You can replace, put skins over other characters, and you get a completely different, name or different character. I think you could replace Captain Cold with Mr. Freeze. Do the same with Flash and have him be Reverse Flash. Or Zoom, or whatever they call him. Can replace, I think, Cheetah with Vixen. Superman with Bizarro. Supergirl with Power Girl. I haven't done all this yet. I don't know if I will. Who knows? But it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story mode. And I messed around a little bit with the battle mode. And in the future, I think I'm going to do ladders. But it was fun. I'd love to see a third Injustice game. But I can talk more about that when I talk about the series as a whole. Until next time, thank you for listening to me go on about Injustice 2. And I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere. And check out the videos. Please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Bye all.